350. Sorry if I cut out. I'm going to start by washing my hands, which I just did. So important, always remember to wash our hands, wash our surfaces when we're cooking. And then again, if I did cut out, you're going to need to preheat your oven to 350. And you're going to want to collect your ingredients. So today we're going to need a nut butter of your choice. I'm going to be using peanut butter, but you can use any sort of nut butter that you like. If you like cashew butter, walnut, almond butter, those all work. You're going to need 2 bananas. You're going to need a whole nut of some kind. I'm going to be using peanuts, but you can use walnuts, almonds, whatever you prefer. You're going to need some sort of dried fruit. You could do dried cherries, blueberries, raisins. I'm going to be using dried cranberries. And then you're going to need oats. I'm just going to be using some quick oats, but just some sort of whole oat, and then cinnamon as well. I'm not going to be adding this today, but if you want a little extra crunch in your granola bar, you can add in seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and then you also have the option here to use vanilla just to kind of flavor it a little bit. Again, I'm not going to be using those today, but I will let you know when to put those in. Okay, so now that I have all my ingredients here, I've washed my hands, I've set my oven to 350. We are going to be baking these. I'm going to get my utensils ready. So you're just going to need regular mixing utensils, measuring cups. We're going to need a cup or a half cup today. And then you'll also need a blender. If you don't have a blender, when we get to that part, I'll kind of explain an alternative that you can use to mash up some of these ingredients. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start out by making my base, which is going to be a peanut butter and banana combo. So as mentioned, you can use any nut butter that you like. I'm going to be using my peanut butter that I have to open here. And you're going to need a half cup of this. So go ahead and grab your half cup measuring cup. And you're just going to want to scoop that in. I've got the natural peanut butter here, so if you want to mix it up, I just opened it. All right. And again, you're going to need a half cup, so just go ahead and measure out whatever nut butter you have. And nut butters are really great because they're really high in fiber, they're really high in protein, which allows you just that natural energy boost, and they're really going to keep your belly full. So I have half cup here, peanut butter, nut butter of your choice. Go ahead and put that in your mixing bowl. I'm going to really make sure that this gets in there. All right. Now your next addition to this peanut butter bowl is going to be 2 bananas. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this, and then it's going to make it a little easy. We're going to mash this all together if you just kind of break up the pieces. So 2 bananas. And as we all know, bananas are a great source of potassium and vitamin C. Okay, so I have my half cup of my nut butter mixture, and then I have 2 bananas kind of pieced up in here. Now I'm going to take my fork here, you can use a spoon, and we're just going to kind of mash the bananas down into the peanut butter to create this sort of paste or binding for all of our ingredients. So I just kind of mash it down, and I'll show you what the finished product should look like, but really just creating a sort of paste. some. Gonna mix it all up. Alright. So your paste is going to want to look something like this. You're really going to mash it down. And as you can see, it's very mixed up there. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. We're going to go over to our blender. Give me just a moment as I grab that blender top. And we're going to just mix up the fruit and nut mixture. And one moment. Gotta get a little charge on my phone. Alright, so moving over to our blender, we're going to be putting our dried fruit and whole nut combo in here. So, as mentioned, you're going to need measuring cups. We're going to do a half cup of each of these. So, measuring out a half cup of my peanuts or your nuts of your choice, just go ahead and add that into your blender here. And then we're going to want to do a half cup of our dried fruit, again, of your choice. I'm using cranberries, very rich in antioxidants. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And then for the mixture in the blender, it's kind of just going to depend on how crunchy you like your granola bars. If you like them a little crunchier like I do, you're just going to blend it a little bit, not a ton. If you are not so into the crunch, you're going to do a little more time. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to my blender. And hold on just a moment, a little tech issue here. Alright, I'm actually gonna put this on the side for now. Okay, so moving over to my blender, have my half cup peanuts, half cup dried fruit, cranberries in this case. Again, if you like your granola bars a little chunkier, a little crunchier, you're gonna not mix for so long. So I'm gonna move over and do that. I'm going to move back over to my bowl of banana and peanut butter, and I'm going to add in this lightly ground peanut butter and cranberry mix, or peanut and cranberry mix. And as you can see, when I pour this into the bowl, I'm just going to put this on top. Mine still has a little bit of chunk because I really like that crunch with my granola bars. And it should look something like that. So you can see it's not super ground down, but definitely not as whole as it was before. Okay, so moving along, now we're going to add in our oats. So this should be, let's see, 1 cup of oats. Again, I just used quick oats. You're going to go ahead and measure that out. And then just pour that on top of the peanut butter, banana, nut, and dried fruit mixture. We're going to mix this all up. So just put that on top. And before I go ahead and blend this all together just with my spoon or my fork, I'm going to add in some cinnamon. The recipe calls for a pinch, so it's really up to your liking. I'm a big cinnamon fan. It kind of creates the illusion of sweetness, so I'm going to add quite a bit. And you're just going to shake it on top. Awesome. Okay. Okay, now as I mentioned, I'm not going to be adding the sunflower seeds or the pumpkin seeds, but if you would like to add those, it's going to be a 1/4 cup of those, and you can add those in now. And the vanilla as well, if you want a little vanilla flavoring, that's going to be a teaspoon, and you can also add that in before we mix this all up. So as mentioned, any sort of utensil will do. You can use a mixing spoon. I'm just going to use that fork. And you're just going to go ahead and really mix this all in. You really want to get everything fully in the mixture. Okay. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Actually turn this light on here. It's a little dark. The sun went away. This might be a better view. So it's all mixed up. So now we're going to bake these. You are going to either need a baking sheet to do that, or if you have a muffin tin, that works too. I'm going to be using a baking sheet, but I'll go through a muffin tin first. So you're going to want to just lightly grease those muffin tins, and then you're going to put the mixture in the bottom of those, and it's going to create kind of like a rounded granola bar. I don't have one, so I'm going to be using just a regular old baking sheet. You're going to want to just spoon this mixture out into about tablespoon size balls. And I will show you what that'll look like. Again, I washed my hands, so I'm going to be holding this, but just a small little tablespoon size ball. Okay, so now we're going to put these in the oven. They're going to be in there for about 15 minutes at 350. You're going to want to put them in, and then once you take them out, I let them sit for another 10 to 15, so they kind of harden up a little. And then once those are done, you're going to want to pop them in the fridge. These do need to stay refrigerated, and they'll stay good for up to about 5 days. So I did make these ahead of time. This is what your final product is going to want to look like, and I can show you. Oh, that's me. Let's see. You can see that's kind of what they're going to look like. They're going to brown up a little bit, be really yummy. Again, these are a great protein, fiber, rich, healthy snack or breakfast. So that is it. Again, important to refrigerate these. And yeah, that is the end of the granola bar demo for today. I'm going to stick around for just a few minutes. I see Scott is also here on this video, so I'm going to have him also look out with me for any questions, any clarification you needed. I hope you find these really tasty. They're really delicious. I love them. Yeah, so I'll be hanging out. Just going to grab something really quickly, and I'll be right back. And I know we mention this every time we do these, but this is something that we're looking to do regularly, so we always love to hear any suggestions you have of things that you'd like to see in the coming weeks, whether it be recipes or exercises you're interested in, or just any sort of wellness related activities. Scott and I, the other health educator at our Addison location, would love to get your feedback. So I'm going to pull this up and just see if there are any comments here. I don't see anything yet. Let's see. seeing any comments. Also, this will be posted to our wall, so if you do ever want to come back and reference it, it'll be here for you. So I'm not seeing any new comments. I'm gonna go ahead and end this Facebook Live for today. I do apologize for the delay, but I do appreciate you stopping by to make some homemade granola bars. I hope you enjoy. Have a good one.